This person would do absolutely anything to bring you happiness and a love which feels safe. This is somebody who thinks of it as their pleasure to learn the names of the wounds inside of you and to do the utmost in order to walk with you to a place of healing so that you can trust in love as a powerful force for good rather than be aligned any longer with the narrative that past people or disappointments in your life in general have created on a subconscious level, that love is a wounding thing. Love is a word that cannot be trusted, or at the extreme of that kind of level of pessimism, that love is not real at all. This is somebody that takes great offense at the idea when they think about it, and so they try not to think about it too much, of people who have taken you for granted, who have taken your kindness as a form of weakness, any betrayals that you've experienced, anything that has created a very dark picture in your heart or in your mind as far as who you are, how lovable you are, ways in which you've needed to kind of build your defenses, or life has taught you that you needed to kind of grow a thicker skin in order to survive the ups and downs of what you were facing, or to have to kind of sharpen your discernment because you encountered many people, or maybe one person very significantly, who sort of tarnished the ways in which you were able to trust very openly, very freely, and with a level of innocence that this person believes they have the power inside of themselves to work with you in order to co-create rather, an experience of romance and partnership that can help you to step beyond all of that hurt that you still hold inside, that this person recognizes maybe within themselves and their life experiences. It is not too far of a stretch of the imagination to guess that at this point in your life, just as at this point in their life, you are both kind of worse for wear after what you've been through, romantically and otherwise. And this person sees an opportunity with you to rise beyond that, to move in a way that is very divergent from what other people are doing out there in the world at this time, kind of like taking advantage of others' sort of kindness as weakness, using and discarding people romantically or even in life. This is somebody who themselves has encountered a lot of narcissistic individuals. This is somebody who had to learn the hard way that not everybody who smiles to your face is a friend. And so this is something where within this connection with you, they see that a better world can be created. Maybe that won't create massive change on like a global scale or uplift the human consciousness at all, but just between the two of you, something beautiful, something bright, something real. Love is a sanctuary. Love is a safe word. Love is a safe space, is definitely something that can happen. We also have the Ten of Cups. So you make this person feel very fulfilled, very happy. They love everything about you. They love your light side. They love your dark side. They love everything that you've revealed and all that you choose to keep a mystery. This is somebody that feels very much in alignment with you. It's very natural to connect with this version of you, and you connect with not just who they are on a surface level, but all of these interior layers fit so precisely that this is something this person is almost asking themselves, is this a destined connection? Because I feel that part of my purpose in this life has been activated since I met you, to take what the two of us have experienced, the things we can talk about and the things we choose never to discuss with another person, to take all of that light and shadow, mix it all together, and to paint a very beautiful picture, create a mosaic of the broken pieces sitting on top of the hope that remains, so that our love story is one with a happy ending. Our love story is one that offsets the toxicity of past connections with as much real positivity, authenticity, and a willingness to be patient, understanding and flexible in the ways in which we adjust to one another as we grow as people, as we become more comfortable with one another, as we heal and transcend wounds, or new wounds are triggered and surface. This is somebody that sees long-term potential with you. They want to hold your hand and they don't want to let go. They don't want to be like people that you've dealt with in the past who sort of, abandoned ship when the times got tough, or only sort of opportunistic, using your good nature, your pure heart, your trust, your authenticity, your kindness, and your light as some kind of like bargaining chip or to their own advantage. This is somebody that doesn't need all the details, that kind of the worst that you've been through. They can see in your eyes there's a level of personal strength or fortitude that they know through personal experience is only brought to the surface in the ways in which it shines forth from you in ways you might not even understand, through a life that has had its fair share of tests, trials, and tribulations. And this is somebody who sees that, like, you wear your wounds beautifully. Your scars are beautiful to this person, and they don't want to add to the measure of those. They don't want to contribute to those. They want to find any places inside that still sting, and they want to work with you to turn that hurt into some kind of medicine, so that if nothing else were to go right in this life, that at least this love between the two of you, as it is right now and as they imagine that it can develop into, can be something that is top on those list of accomplishments. Kind of like, if I did nothing else right, I loved you with all that I am. I loved you as perfectly as I could. And I evolved beyond the borders of that perception of perfection to meet you as you are, to accept you as you are, and to work with you, just as I allow myself to be seen and known and accepted for who I am, and I allow you and invite you to work with me, so that together we can shape something very magnificent that doesn't need to make sense to the rest of the world. It just has to make sense to the two of us. And that will be victory in and of itself. We also have the King of Wands. Yeah, so this person is very hopeful about the progress forward that can happen between the two of you. Steady steps forward. This is somebody that doesn't want to kind of rush forth. This is also somebody that doesn't want to hold back. This is somebody that is doing a lot of soul searching at this particular point in time, but also trying to make a concerted effort to show up for you in various ways that might be sort of unexpected for you. It might be things that you don't really notice at first, because this person is almost like, I want to show up for you in the ways in which previous lovers never did. I want to anticipate and tend to needs inside of you so that you don't have to ask. I'm just tending to those things. I'm showing up in that place. I'm there ahead of you, so that when your awareness comes into focus and you arrive at that place of like, this is a desire, this is a want, this is a longing, this is a need, this is something that will fulfill me, that I will already be there waiting for you. This person is like projecting themselves, energetically speaking, not just to this present moment with you, but kind of all potential timelines, both an easy road to the culmination of this love story, and they're also anticipating times of challenge. Like, they're trying to sprinkle little bits of their energy in the form of like, I will be there for you through the good times and bad. I will be there for you through thick and thin. If there's no one else in the world that has your back, I will have your back. Like, that's the level of love and care and consideration that this person has for you and for this connection. This is somebody, it feels like, that knows about manifestation. They know how to get what they want. And it's not just through heavy lifting and hard work. This is somebody that knows how to align intentions with the vibration of a desired outcome. So in addition to doing that hard work in the material world, to honor their own triggers and their own limitations and wherever your connection's at this point, to stretch beyond those boundaries, to reach for you, especially in the times where there's an inclination within them to run. Like, all of that kind of work that they're putting in, or more work that they want to put into growing and developing this connection in a 3D sense, there's also an energetic component. This is definitely somebody that has like a meditative practice, even if it's something that they got like a hobby or the nature of their work. They have the ability to kind of like zone out, or, there's just like a monotony that they get in, and then their mind is kind of like free to roam, free to dream. It is in that space, that liminal space of the dreaming, that they are consciously pushing their energy forth towards that desired experience with you. They see that a love like no other is possible with you. The recipe is right between the two of you. All the pieces fit together. And they also anticipate that, like, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. There'll be storm clouds. There'll be times where love feels like a desert, when we are each having to kind of like look within and grow as people, or just kind of like deal with things that might be very unfair, kind of like waiting for the storms to pass, things that it's like we can't help one another with. We can't do anything more than like be there for one another in spirit. This is somebody who is sealing with a kiss those anticipated kind of like what ifs, the down times, as well as feeding their energy very consciously into reaching, anchoring in to that higher timeline experience of when it all works out for us, when we are able to look back at this time of building or the time of challenge. Most importantly, how our fears might have a tight grip upon us and are holding us back ever so slightly, or even in greater ways, from just plunging into this connection. When we're able to look back on that, hand in hand, in our shared bed, in our shared home, within the life that we have built for one another, it doesn't need to make sense to everyone else, because it's our little piece of heaven. It's just for us, that we can look back on this point in time, and we can laugh at the uncertainty. We can laugh off the rest of those boundaries that have kept us holding back emotionally in little ways, because we just weren't sure if it was safe to invest fully or trust fully, or what would happen, kind of like reflective of sort of the ups and downs of life, and how you have met at a point where you already have this armor on, you already have these kind of like wounds, the wisdom from past experiences, opportunistic people that were just sort of tossing out the word love because it's trendy, that don't really have the emotional bandwidth to ever understand what that word means in practice, or times where there were different karmic lessons you each needed to encounter to shed past life soul contracts as necessary kind of like rough patches in order to stimulate development of character, growth as a person. Times where you made mistakes, bad choices, and in an instant everything changed, that rewrote the future in ways that couldn't be undone for you and for this person. Like all of that kind of soup that has sort of made up the emotional landscape of who they are, who you are as a person, all of that in the present moment. And the fear embedded within that of like, is it safe to take a chance to believe in love one last time, or maybe for the first time? This person is sort of thinking about the time where you will actually make it, where they will marry you, where you will still be together. Years will go by, decades will go by, and it's still the two of you. And you can look back and laugh off the rest of that kind of like protective layer of doubt, that cocoon of even just a little hint of doubt that still exists in the midst of this connection at this point in time, because you haven't crossed through that barrier. It's not time to kind of penetrate that membrane and step out into the expansive freedom, the sigh of relief, because it's worked out between the two of you, or you can be together, or those feelings are finally expressed in a way that is meaningful because actions correspond with it. Love takes on new meaning, or you come to understand what that word really is supposed to mean for the first time, whatever that looks like for you. This is somebody that is wanting to continue to show up in the material world, but they are also very consciously kind of like planning for every occasion, as far as like the good times, the bad times, everything in between. They want to be there for all of it. They want you to be there for all of that. in terms of the scope and the experience of like their world. This is somebody that wants to merge timelines with you. And wherever you end up together, it's like that'll be the best place because I'll have you and you'll have me. So this person is deeply in love with you. And this is a love that is like, I want to do this right. I don't want to control the outcome, but I want to do it right by feeding that energy of certainty into every little crevice, every little what if, so that we are here now in the present moment. And we are also planning for those future steps that we will continue to take with one another. As we get to know one another more, as we develop trust very organically, as we settle into the reality of what this connection is, and then we leap off into that space of the dreaming where anything beautiful is possible in terms of what this connection can become. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.